controversial.
No, I don't think it's going to be controversial. I think it's going to be decisive. I'm picking Floyd Mayweather to stop Manny Pacquiao by the 11th round. That's right. I said a stoppage. That's number one.
11.
Number two, Bernard Hopkins, my man, covered him for many years out of Philadelphia. You know, went to one of his training camps before he fought Oscar De La Hoya years ago. I know Bernard very well. Bernard and I go back almost 20 years.
Wow.
Here's the thing. I disagree with what he says because I don't appreciate his inconsistency. Bernard Hopkins spoke to this show and came on my radio show last year, and he said, quote, and Skip will remember this, how it takes you about 10 fights to recover from the knockout that Pacquiao suffered at the hands of Juan Manuel Marquez. Well, evidently he forgot during that ride talking to CBS Sports online. He forgot about it, that ride, coming from Long Island to Philadelphia. Because he said then, well, throw out that knockout. That's just a one punch. That's different than getting beat up for 12 rounds. That's not what he said to me. That's not what he said to Skip and I. He said, quote, Pacquiao, it takes 10 fights to recover from that, which is why Skip was getting on B-Hop, because Skip was like, how dare you say such a thing? So Bernard Hopkins evidently forgot that he said something entirely different. Skip knows I'm telling the truth. He said something entirely different than what he said for this particular interview. Therefore, his argument gets summarily dismissed. We pay no attention to it. Yes, he's making a good point, but who doesn't know that Manny Pacquiao is going to come out with guns blazing? He's going to try to take Floyd out early. Floyd's going to have to weather that storm. Who doesn't know that? We all know that. That's a given. We understand it because that's the hope that Manny Pacquiao has. The longer the fight drags on, the more trouble Manny Pacquiao is going to find himself in. We all get that. So really, the suspense is about, because we all know what's going to happen if the fight goes into the later rounds. The question is, are you going to be able to weather the storm that Manny Pacquiao will predictably and inevitably bring come night of May 2nd? I say yes. Most people agree with me.
Everybody agrees.
There's a few lost souls, you know, like Skip, like Bob Arum, like Freddie Roach and others. I mean, they don't know. I mean, their minds are a bit flogged and camouflaged and influenced. It's okay. I understand. But Bernard Hopkins, inconsistent. Words fall on deaf ears because he told us something entirely different just a few months ago.
As you well know about Bernard Hopkins, the astute and insightful master of boxing that he is, B-Hop's taken a lot of shots to the head in his day. Am I right about that? A whole lot of shots to the head.
He's avoided a lot, too, though.
He's taken a lot.
Brilliant defensive
Some days he wakes up and he just can't quite shake the cobwebs out. We happened to catch him on a bad day on this show. He couldn't even remember my name.
What did he call you?
He called me something I don't remember.
I was like, was it
Flip or something?
He called you Flip.
I don't know what it was.
Like, he
called me something wrong.
Flip Bailey.
Flip and Flip.
I don't know what it was. So
he never forgot my name.
No, he didn't forget your name. But you guys grew up together, right?
That's right. I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much as professional.
So the point is that on this day in which he spoke to, who is this, CBSSports.com, he woke up with a clear head. And his insight flowed out of his mouth.
Goodbye.
He woke up and he saw the light. He could actually see the sunlight and the figurative light. And Stephen, I got to correct you. You say, will he withstand the storm? I like this word.
Tornado.
It's not just a storm. It's a tornado. Because as he talked, he said Manny can bring it all night. And Manny will bring it all night. He says for the first 6 or so rounds, if Floyd can withstand, which he will not be able to withstand, listen, Manny will take his pound of flesh in the first 6 rounds. I'm not saying it's going to end at 6 rounds. It might go a couple more. I'm reserving the right to comment on that later, to give you my final prediction. But I loved what B-Hop finally saw the light to say, that this was... You have to erase the Marquez tape. So from this point on the show, we can never use it again because Bernard Hopkins said erase the tape. That still shot a Manny down, you know, like...
No more.
Keep in mind that the arms are by his side. I mean, it's not like he's here. The arms are by his side.
I put my arms by my side.
You know, see the arms are right there?
a second. That is now illegal on this show. It has been banned by Bernard Hopkins.
Not at all.
He said erase the tape.
Bernard Hopkins,
erase the tape.
former undisputed middleweight champion of the world, 20 successful title defenses, one of the greats. Only Marvin Hagler was better as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't matter. Bernard Hopkins does not run first take. We do. I am not. I am not. You do.
Erase the tape.
But no, I'm
Not on this occasion.
Not on this occasion.
Not on this occasion.
We will continue to show that clip right there until the fight night. As a matter of fact, we're going to show fight night. We're going to show fight night.
Yeah. Well, after the fight, we're going to show Floyd in the same position. Is that okay?
Oh, you show that? Listen, you have my permission because you will never see Floyd in that
Floyd will
position.
be in that face down
Oh, my Lord.
position. He will be.
The blasphemy. The blasphemy.
Wait a second. The brilliant Bernard Hopkins, head completely clear, no fog at all on this morning. He went on to say that Pacquiao just jumped in at the wrong time. What did I tell you? He lost focus, his mind wandered, and he wandered into one shot with him leading on all three cards decisively.
Bernard Hopkins fought until he was 50. He never ran into a shot like that.
So he still had a lot of shots. I don't care what
he never ran into something like that.
So to quote the great Bernard Hopkins, you can recover. You can recover from a one-shot knockout. This was a one-shot knockout. It's not that kills you. It's getting dominated that lasts, because that pain from round 1 to 12, getting whipped, sticks with you.
Okay.
This was nothing to Manny. He was thinking about Floyd. He was daydreaming about Floyd.
So what he said on the show didn't mean anything.
Nothing to Manny. Nothing to Manny.
He had a bad day.
Yeah, I mean, you acting like he literally took some shots of Ambien. I mean, are you kidding me? Nothing? Nothing to get knocked unconscious?
But
what?
To Bernard's credit, the great Bernard Hopkins,
Go ahead.
he concludes that, and he's torn about it because he's not sure that he can withstand the tornado. If he gets through the tornado, it's hard to walk through a tornado. You know, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I know
lived in
this.
Florida.
I grew up in Tornado Alley.
Yeah, not impossible.
You cannot walk through tornadoes. So he concludes, and this is a great way to get out of it, by picking Floyd, but also with a big asterisk. It's going to be a controversial decision. How can we define controversial? Well, let's say 3 American judges, 3 United States judges.
No, they won't do that.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I'm going to be surprised.
Floyd's not concerned. Floyd's concerned that everything is on the up and up. That's his only concern. He ain't worried about it.
So we can have a Filipino judge?
Why not?
Okay,
it's not going to make a difference.
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying, you can't have a Filipino judge because here's the problem. Floyd is disliked here by some, like he articulated. Manny Pacquiao is a congressman. You know, he can run for president. He's a singer, as Drake so eloquently displayed for us during the ESPYs. The list goes on. Manny is beloved. You can't trust any Filipino to vote against Manny Pacquiao. They might not be able to show back up in their country.
3 U.S. judges. So could it be controversial? It could be controversial. But I don't think it's ever going to get to that stage, because we're going to be asking, Floyd, are you okay? Because Floyd's going down. He's going down face first with his arms behind him.
Wow.
And then we'll be asking, can you recover from that beating that you took, Floyd? You want a rematch, Floyd. You put the rematch clause in, but are you going to be okay for the rematch? Do you even want to mess with the rematch? Because the tornado hits you between the eyes.
But Skip, the great B-Hop, he says that first 6 rounds, possibly less. So it sounds like that's where you are with your prediction.
Yeah, somewhere in there. No, but he's saying that's the tornado, and you have to survive
and he may not. And you're saying he's not.
I'm saying he may not, but the tornado can take so much out of you in those first 6 or so rounds that you just don't have anything left. And the great Freddie Roach told me for the piece I wrote 3 weeks ago, he said, we're going to wear him out to where he'll be tired in the late rounds and he will be vulnerable in the late rounds.
That's interesting. That's interesting, because if I cannot imagine that happening, seriously, in all seriousness, whether there's a knockout or not, I can't imagine Floyd being tired, because he is in constant great shape. But if something like that were to happen, I would be very, very worried. If fatigue is an issue, I would be incredibly worried, because I don't recall ever seeing Floyd Mayweather tired.
Have you ever seen Floyd have to stand up to an onslaught like the one he's
No, but I've seen people determined to come after Floyd and come after him.
That's always in round 1.
But I'm saying,
it lasts about half a round.
Yeah, because what happens is he's brilliant as a technician. In the ring, usually flusters and frustrate individuals.
That is true.
And I think it's definitely capable of happening to an action impact style fighter like a Manny Pacquiao. You're not taking into account the frustration that can ultimately come his way because he's fighting somebody so brilliant defensively that it could end up frustrating him. You got to remember, Manny Pacquiao is not only used to being the aggressor, he's used to hitting his target. What's going to happen when you're missing, especially when you're getting countered? It's going to be interesting. There are things that we all know what Manny Pacquiao can bring. We're underestimating what Floyd can bring.
Oh, I think we're underestimating the hand speed of Manny Pacquiao.
No, I think people are looking at the brilliance of Floyd Mayweather as a defensive tactician, but they're underestimating what he could bring offensively. And I think Manny Pacquiao and Freddie Roach will as well. And we'll see.
Well, the one thing I will never again underestimate is the brilliance of Bernard Hopkins. Thank you, Bernard. You're a friend of the show.
Look,
we appreciate it.
The man has amnesia.
My name's Skip.
We'll call you Flip. It's okay.
The man, Flip Bayless. The man has amnesia. He told us something totally different. And that's what I have to disregard what he said?
Oh.
All right, Smith.